They were on
Shalom. We are the real Hebrew Israelites. We come out every week, prophesy the downfall of this kingdom, America, which is called the daughter of Babylon in the Bible, and to teach you Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans that you're the Lord's chosen people on this sign, which are the 12 lost tribes of Israel, the Hebrew Israelites, and we want to give all praises to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Rakak Kadash. Double honors to the elders and apostles, the great millstone camp, for teaching us the truth of the Bible. Peace and blessings to the hopeful elect scattered around the world.
I was going to do it in Spanish. But I don't have anything to go into.
Well, I got something I want to go into about wisdom, you know, because it was Solomon, you know, the one who spoke about wisdom, you know, it's in Wisdom of Solomon 7 and Wisdom of Solomon 7 and 6. You can start there.
Book of Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 6, start at verse 1 or 3.
Looks like chapter Salakia. Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 7, verse 6.
7 and 6. Okay, Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 7, verse 6. For all men have one entrance unto life, and the like going out. So all men have one entrance coming in, and that entrance is Yahweh Shai, the Mashiach, and then you have to acknowledge that he's the son of the Most High as well. And said, naked came I out of my mother's womb, and naked shall I return thither. Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai gave, and Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai hath taken away. Blessed be the name of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai. And then going back to Wisdom of Solomon 7 and 6. For all men have one entrance unto life, and the like going out.
So all men has one entrance coming in, and we got one entrance going out. So we all came from the Heavenly Father, so we're all gonna go back to the Heavenly Father, you know. So we all gotta live our life, you know. We gotta live our life and then die and then come back and live it again.
But an important part of that is we're living life, right? But we didn't bring nothing in, we didn't take nothing out. Who's giving us what we need? Oh man, that's, you know what? That's a spirit. That's a spirit, man. Because you know what? I hate to talk about my neighbor, but this motherfucker is celebrating his birthday. He was all happy about celebrating his birthday, but his car needs repairs, and then he doesn't have a heater anymore because his heater broke. Straight up broke. He can't use it, and it's freezing. And this guy's all the whole thing. And I told him 2 times. I told him the first time 5 years ago. And the second time, like maybe a month ago, maybe. I said, what if somebody told you what the Lord looks like? And he didn't even let me finish. He just said, I don't care. I said, I don't care. I said, okay. So then what happened? His car broke down. His heater broke down. So he's celebrating his birthday. Well, why are you bringing yourself up? And it tells you in Job, cursed be the day I was born, right? So this guy he's going against the scriptures, and the more he gets punished, the more he keeps going against it. So this is This is 1 Timothy 6:7. For we brought nothing into this world, and it is certain we can carry nothing out. So you got to stop being carnal. It's not like you can, all those Jordans you're buying, all those outfits that make you look good, you're still fucking cold. You're not a good father because you've got a baby in the house, and then now it's freezing in your house. It gets to be 30 some degrees at night. It freezes at 32, and it's only going to get colder. But does this man examine himself and say, well, maybe I need to change what I'm doing? He doesn't, and that's why he keeps getting punished. Let me read that one. Wisdom of Solomon 7:6. For all men have one entrance unto life, and the light going out.
So we have a life we gotta live, right? Like they say, you get a deck of cards, right? And how are you gonna play those deck of cards? You know, how are you gonna play out your life?
Yeah, because you gotta know what you have. Let's say you're playing poker. So how do you win poker? You gotta have the highest pair, or you gotta have 4 on the side. So let's say right now you got 2 aces, and then you got 3 twos. So you got a full house. You could win, but then there's people that are the slothful servant, and then they'll put those cards in the ground and hide them in a napkin. But then the other brothers that are playing, guess what? They got a higher full house because they also got 2 aces, but they got 3 pairs of 3s. Your ass is grass. Now you lost. Thought you won.
They didn't know how to play, you know.
Clearly, the Lord says, "You knew that I'd take it up what I didn't put down." So he just, and that's how it is at most work, at most jobs. You clock in, and then they'll say that's what you got to do, and then they won't tell you, they won't give you any directions. They'll expect you to finish the job. And some servants are slothful, and some servants are always asking other servants, "Hey, can you help me?" Or, "Hey, how do you do this?" And you already know how that goes. That slows you down. So now you got to help the other guy out.
So you gotta play your deck of cards with wisdom.
You want me to get the 7 first? Wisdom of Solomon 7:7. Wherefore I prayed, and understanding was given me. I call upon, it says God, I call upon Yahweh, and the spirit of wisdom came to me.
See, so King Solomon, he said he prayed to the Most High for understanding, and it was given to him. So what King Solomon wanted out of life was wisdom. You know, he used his deck of cards for wisdom.
And that goes to show you that the man out here teaching the truth in sincerity in the name of Yahweh Shem outside, we're playing our deck of cards correctly. We're using, even if we take losses sometimes, we're playing it. We're not sitting out. We're playing the hands.
We're winning the game. Actually, you know, you 2/3. You're the ones who are losing.
Straight up losing. Because here you go. A real man of the Lord will pray for wisdom, knowledge, and understanding. But you're over here praying, "Oh, I wish my heater was fixed. I wish my heater was fixed." But if you had some wisdom, knowledge, and understanding, which I was trying to impart to that guy, I was like, "Look." I told him, "Look, have him send his pictures to your phone, not to your Snapchat." And then he said, "No, it'll still be on fine." All right, you can't talk to people like that. You can't give those people advice because they know it all.
And it's just like how we're playing, like how you play poker. You know, you bet on the game. We're betting everything that this truth is 100%.
You know? We have those cards and we're like, yes, we know that we're gonna win, and we're
betting everything.
We're all in. We're all in. Now, when you're at a poker table, someone says, "I'm all in," That makes everybody anxious and nervous. Which is why you people don't understand us.
Some people may think he's bluffing, you know.
Like, and you don't sit there and think, okay, well, this man, he might be as poor as I am, but he has his bare necessities. He must be doing something right. And that something right is right here. Breaking down the scriptures to the brothers that need it. I get on YouTube so I can learn more breakdowns. And that's why we watch the apostles and other elder brothers. It's a whole circle. So people that, and I'm going to call you because that's the mathematical equation. There's 2/3 that are going to be meant for destruction. And if you look at the 2/3 chart that we have, it says 66.6% of wisdom is 2/3. You see? You guys don't want it, really. You didn't bet right. We had people that come up and then they get all excited to hear the news and then we'll never see them again. We got brothers that went to camp one time and then they stopped being brothers. They're sitting out the hand. Let me read this one again. Wisdom of Solomon 7:7. Wherefore I prayed, and understanding was given me. I called upon Yahweh, and the spirit of wisdom came to me.
So the spirit of wisdom came unto Solomon. So that was the smartest choice that he could make, you know, was to look for wisdom.
That's your best bet. So now you have this brother's giving you he's giving you a meal. Look it. If you lose your job and everything's looking bad, most people will be like, we'll start praying to sweet Jesus and say, can you fix it? Can you fix it? How many times do you ever hear somebody say, I need wisdom, knowledge, and understanding? Once you do that, that's the best thing you could do for yourself, because now you got to see things from Yahweh Shai's point of view. You're a sinner. You were worshiping idols. You were adulterous. You did all those things that are disgusting to him. And now he's punishing you because you need to understand to seek him. That's what wisdom is all about. You think that we actually, like, when scientists talk about CERN, you think we understand what he's saying? We understand the gist of it. That's wisdom. But when he talks about breaking down the machine, and I'm like, what are you talking about? I know that's just weakness, and then we know. But somebody will be like, oh wow, that's amazing.
Because we know that CERN was set up to try to pull in the dark matter.
That's what they call the God particle. And look at the machination. The machination what?
You know, that's from the spirit realm.
The machination blocks that God gene, right? So they're trying to pull in the God particle. It's really nothing but demons. And then try to block your God particle, your God gene, so that you can't pray. This is what it is. Because prayer is an absolute answer to everything. Telling you the truth.
In order to get that dark matter, you gotta pray to demons.
That's right.
That's why they have that statue set up outside.
Baphomet statue. And that's why they talk to demons. That's why they always say, oh, demonic force. Well, what are you talking about? Are you telling me that you're giving yourself up to demons? And then everybody in the scientific community, which I still don't fucking get you motherfuckers. Either you believe in science or you believe in the Most High, because the demons coming out of CERN, those are getting permission from the Most High. Yahweh is saying, okay, go talk to these motherfuckers. He wants to talk to you, go talk to them. So you guys are hypocrites.
So you gotta sacrifice everything in life for wisdom, you know. Everything that's according to the scriptures.
Next verse. Verse 8. I prefer her before sceptres and thrones, and esteemed riches, nothing in comparison of her.
So he said, I prefer her. So when he says her, he's talking about wisdom. Because real quick, just go to verse 22 and then just read to where it says taught me.
For wisdom, which is the workers of all things, taught me.
So for wisdom, which is the worker of all things, that means in order for wisdom, you need everything for wisdom. Wisdom, you need everything for wisdom to work.
Man, everything is faith. What if you had wisdom and no faith? You'd be using your wisdom for wickedness, which is what these people in CERN are doing, which is the wicked elite. Oh, and the brothers from San Francisco said to prophesy against the wicked elite. So that's what we're doing. We all do it.
Just like you need wisdom to drive a car, you need wisdom to tie your shoe.
Oh, hell yeah. Let's just talk about driving a car. You ever seen those videos where people do dumb shit, like they're driving on the opposite side of the street and they get in a car wreck? You need wisdom to drive that car. You can't be just driving up on people and getting in an accident.
So if you don't have wisdom, it's not going to work. That's why it's the worker of all things. And
right.
Then we get the definition for wisdom. So in the etymology, it's Sophia.
Ooh.
See, because you put etymology, Sophia, and it's a feminine proper name. It says skill, knowledge.
There's that word skill.
Skill, knowledge of, acquaintance with, sound judgment, practical wisdom. And right there it said acquaintance with. That's why King Solomon, he named her Sophia, because it was like a woman that you get acquainted with,
So read the word for the last word.
It was skill, knowledge of, acquaintance with, sound judgment, practical wisdom.
And the word practical goes into the Greek word pragmatikos, which means working wisdom. It has to be working wisdom, because the wicked elite use up wisdom on the left-hand side, and their wisdom is working. They're working their wisdom on the left-hand side. We're working our wisdom on the right-hand side. That's why we might not have gas in our car, but we have enough gas to get to where we got to go. We might not have a pantry full of goodies and some good food, but we got enough to get us by. We might not have the best pH balanced water, but we got enough to get us to quench our thirst. See, you people expect luxury when the only luxury you should have is wisdom. That's a real luxury.
And it also says holy wisdom. Because if you look, if you have wisdom, it's going to be holy. Wisdom's not going to be defiled. It's going to say later on.
Want me to get verse 9?
Yeah.
Neither compare I. Okay. Wisdom of Solomon 7 and 8. I prefer her before sceptres and thrones, and esteem riches nothing in comparison of her. Neither compared I unto her any precious stone, because all gold in respect of her is a little sand, and silver shall be counted as clay before her.
So it said he preferred her before scepters and thrones. So that reminds me of when the devil took Yahushai and showed him all the kingdoms, and said that he will give him the whole world. Well, right here it's saying that King Solomon didn't prefer that. He didn't want to be a king. He didn't want to put his time into getting riches, because it says,
because all gold in respect of her is as a little sand, and silver shall be counted as clay before her. So that's what he said. Oh, and guess who wears silver and gold? You have the U.S. Marshals, the sheriffs. Their badges are made of silver and or gold. Because that's what you use for authority. We don't got no silver or gold, but we got what? Yeah, we got it. We got holy wisdom.
It said he didn't esteem riches, and that means he didn't admire. He didn't admire the riches.
Basically, he didn't respect them.
Read 9.
Wisdom of Solomon 7 and 9. Neither compared I unto her any precious stone, because all gold in respect of her is as little sand.
So
And-
he. Oh, right.
Now let me read it again. Neither compared I unto her any precious stone, because all gold in respect of her is as a little sand, and silver shall be counted as clay before her.
So he compared gold to wisdom, and when you compare them together, that gold compared to wisdom is just like dust,
They're the same.
nothing.
Which is sand is nothing. One grain of sand is nothing. How are you going to trade anything for food? And if you got gold, you need wisdom to protect that gold. So somebody with wisdom could take your gold. Just look at Venezuela. Maduro was, he gave 500, I think it was 500 tons of gold to the London Bank, which is the beast. And then guess what? They have wisdom, so they said, if we don't recognize you as president, we recognize the other guy, Guido. So you can't have this motherfucking gold back. You see? You fucking people are dumb. I mean, Maduro is just a big 2/3. How the fuck you gonna trust your oppressor?
So King Solomon, he didn't want precious stones. You know, he didn't want to get a gold grill or, you know, have a chain, a fat chain or any of that.
Well, let's talk about what's his name, Little Boozy. That fool got shot in his leg, and he's a diabetic. They're gonna take his fucking. I hope they take his life, but they're gonna take his leg. And remember when he flipped off the Most High? He said, "God, don't tell me I can't eat pork." And then he went like, and then he flipped. Yeah, exactly. You deserve that shit, motherfucker. I'll be talking shit about you all fucking. What you gonna do? Keep my ass with one leg? Pop your ass over here. I'll beat your ass, motherfucker. You see, that's what you get, and I get to do that in righteousness. What are you gonna do? Put a curse on me? Nigga, the curse is on you. What an idiot. What a fucking idiot. You people don't understand. And if Little Boozy was out here in his fucking wheelchair with his one leg like this, talking shit about the Most High, all kinds of 2/3 would be here. All kinds. Be like, oh, God did to me. All I did was flip him off and talk shit and disrespect him. And look what he did to me. That shit is funny, man. Little Boozy, that makes me laugh so hard. Little Boozy. That's what you call a fucking crackhead move, man. That's fucking suicide. And then he justified that action by saying, I love you, God, but, and then he flipped him off. Well, that's what the Lord said to you. I love you, but I'm gonna kill you. He's the ultimate. Verse 10. Wisdom of Solomon 7 and 10. I love her above health and beauty, and choose to have her instead of light. For the light that cometh from her never goeth out.
So he chose her above health and beauty. So he was making sacrifices, you know, just to learn wisdom. And then it says, chose to have her instead of light, for the light that cometh from her never goeth out. So all light has a level of brightness, right? But the level of brightness with wisdom, it never goes out. You know, there's too much wisdom for you to learn.
That's why the Lord said, what man findeth, he said, which man lights a candle and puts it under a bushel?
Yeah, that's right. It's like a flashlight. You got a flashlight and it has batteries and the light goes dim.
Oh, and I was just thinking about saying there's light and dark light.
There's different shades of light. There's violet, or what's that one?
Ultraviolet light. You
Ultraviolet.
can't even see it. You can't even see it. But we can look at the sun, which came out from the east, and that sun is bright. Just as you can see the sun in the sky, you should already know that there's a Messiah. And his name is Yahweh Shai, son of Yahweh. Man, you fucked up, little boozy. You get verse 11?
Yeah.
All good things together came to me with her, and innumerable riches in her hands. Ooh.
So all good things came with wisdom. And it said innumerable riches. And innumerable, that means it's too much to count. You know?
Yep.
So even though he sacrificed, health and beauty and all these things, he still got it. He still got all good things to him. You know?
And then there's a saying in the world, all good things come to those who wait. But then there's a rest of that saying, which goes like this. The whole complete saying goes, good things come to those who wait, but only after those who were willing to work for it left it behind. That's just like you said, there's too much riches to count. There's too much riches to count. You got to get that knowledge while the getting is good, because what's going to happen when Jacob's trouble hits? You're going to be going to a light. You're going to see a house in the middle of nowhere has a light. You're going to go in there and knock on it so you can get some sort of relief. They're going to take you in and torture you because they're cannibals. Because you didn't know.
Yeah, so instead of spending on something that you don't need, save your money so you could spend it just in case something happens.
And then what are you going to do with money if you have all kinds of paper money? And then they say, okay, all we take is credit. Or like, because they're getting rid of cash, right? Like where we go, it says have exact change. Because we're low on cash.
Hey, the other night, Jack in the Box had to short me 5 cents. Because they said, sorry, we don't have exact change.
That's fucked up. That's fucked up.
And my co-employee, the one I was with, shorted him 5 cents too.
That's fucked up. Everybody got short change 5 cents. So that means what? They don't have a nickels. This country's going down. Oh, and I was watching a documentary on how Sweden doesn't have any cash. Almost no more cash is being used. And the only places you can use cash are like little fucking restaurants. And then they don't even have that much.
Yep.
And then they have all their spending and everything you use on the phone or on the card. They're going to get that chip that's coming up, and they're going to get it. Because everything's already wireless over there. And then you have to establish, if you have wisdom, you have to establish that credit. You got to get yourself a credit card. You have some sort of credit, because what if you don't have any money? And then they say, like, everything happens on a Friday. What if they close all the banks on a Friday, but you get paid on Saturday? You want to take some cash out to pay your bills, whatever. Nobody's going to take cash for bills anymore.
That's why you're going to need the mark of the beast to buy and sell.
And then some dummy made a stupid comment saying we shouldn't take anything from people that have the mark either. Well, what if somebody has a mark and they accept that they're Edomite or they're 2/3 and they want to help you, and they use their mark to get you food and shit like that? And the Lord's going to use people like that. What do you think is going on, man? What do you think is going on? Man, that's why he's preparing our minds. So you're going to be in the mindset of, okay, I know this person's going to die because it has a mark, but I'm still using it to get my supplies. Because you're going to need water. And if he's got the chip, and he's the one that can buy, because there's, man, come on, man. Use your brain, man. Use your brain. Here we have it. All these kingdoms have been using Hebrew Israelites for their work to build up their kingdom, and we can't use them, motherfucker, to get our food.
Yeah, that reminds me of, they're using their self for us like a ladder,
Like a Credit
We're
card.
stepping on their heads. We're used. There's, you know.
That's what they're doing, like this. And when they step on our heads, you know what comes out? Money. Money. They're using us as slaves. The point, you have to come and think to yourself, all right, there's no way I'm taking the chip. There's no way I'm going to take the vaccine. So how are you going to do it? If your job requires a vaccine, how are you going to do it? You know, I told my wife the other day, I was like, you know what? If it comes down to it, I'll eat fucking bugs. Because we know about the locusts. That's good eating. And the locusts are going to come too, all the other plagues. What are you going to do? What are you going to do when the plagues hit harder? And the famine of the word and the famine of the bread. There's locusts attacking everything. And there's animals eating the fucking food. It's wild. It's going to be wild. You're not going to be able to get what you need. Let me read 11. Wisdom of Solomon 7 and 11. All good things together came to me with her, and innumerable riches in her hands.
So all good things come with wisdom. So there's nothing that could come bad out of wisdom. So you keep learning and keep learning, you know, think about what kind of level that your mind will be on. Because what your mind is like a computer. It could store so much information. You know, you got memories to when you were still a baby.
Yes, sir. I remember the snow in Chicago when I was 3. See, so you said something important. Our brain is like a computer. And what's a computer? Like if I want to know about you, I go on your computer and I look for your search history. You know about your search history? What's that? You're looking at porn. You've been looking at men, naked men. You know? That's what, and the Lord does that. The Lord is like scrolling down your memories, or however He does it. So we're like computers. You want to check my hard drive? Guess what? You're not gonna find anything. You're gonna find a bunch of fear, and dedication, and respect for Yahweh Shem Yahushai.
Because compute, I think ain't it like to put in or something? I'm gonna look up the definition.
I got my phone now. All of a sudden.
Because it sounds like the word communicate. And when you communicate, you feed information.
Right.